Hey, welcome to my channel, Love is the Answer. I'm Sammy. Since purchasing my Chakra Oracle cards and reading the first card the other day in my last video, I decided that this is something I want to continue doing in between the other videos that I make. So not only does this offer some more insight for the cards, but it's also enjoyable and it stimulates my intuition. So yesterday I decided I would ask for a collective message and two cards fell. The first card, ironically, was perseverance. And it's ironic because yesterday, no matter how hard I tried, I could not create the video. I kept having mistakes, overlaps, and having to delete and restart. Anyway, I gave up in the end. So today I decided to allocate some time and space to just complete this task and be fully aware of everything that I learned yesterday from this card so that I wasn't creating resistance and instead allowing my task to happen as it should. So my first card, as I said, is Perseverance with the chakra color orange. These chakra oracle cards represent the seven main chakras or energy channels of our bodies. Oh my gosh, I can't speak, sorry. Orange is the color aligned with our sacral chakra, which is also known as Svadhisthana, which translates to one's own place or dwelling place of self. Perseverance. This word means to continue on and to not give up. It implies some effort is required. Is effort necessary because there is lack of motivation, or is the energy needed because the task is difficult or challenging? Either way, effort is force, and that implies resistance in nature because life force is meant to flow without the need for forcefulness. So this card is asking us to consider, why are we persevering? Is life meant to be difficult? I personally don't believe it is. That doesn't mean it isn't. I simply believe that when we are balanced holistically, mentally, emotionally, physically and spiritually, life flows. There is no resistance. So this card may be asking us to look at our motivation and consider if there is a struggle and why it's happening. When we break the word down, perseverance, there is per as in person or self, and severance, which to me is suggesting a disconnect of self. So maybe a disconnect between the physical and spiritual self, or possibly a disconnect by the physical being too attached to the material world, which may then mean it's creating a disconnect with the spiritual self. Looking into the card, we see a woman in red being supported by a spiritual being. This woman may be her voice of wisdom, her intuition, her higher self, a guardian angel, someone certainly who appears to be pointing at her as if she is her. Well, that's how I see it, and maybe communicating with her. The woman in red looks as though she has let go of her orange cape, and she herself is wearing a red dress, which represents the base chakra, which sits just below the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is the second chakra and sits in the pelvis below the belly button. It represents creativity, motivation, pleasure. It's aligned with the element of water and suggests fluidity, flexibility. A balanced sacral chakra means we are able to adapt to change easily. We have emotional maturity, which means we will respond rather than react. And we should be able to identify our needs and wants and be able to make decisions easily. If the sacral chakra is unbalanced, it may be deficient or withdrawn, retracted, or in excess. Excuse me. It has a shadow side of guilt. So when the sacral chakra is deficient or withdrawn, it's implying a lack of feeling, avoidance, difficulty to identify our needs, lack of passion, lack of pleasure. To heal a deficient sacral chakra, fluid body movements are useful, such as yoga, tai chi, or just immersing yourself in water where we can do, gentle swimming actions or swimming movements. Excuse me, allowing ourselves to indulge in pleasures and naming our emotions and allowing the feelings, getting rid of guilt. So this one certainly strikes home with me. I can easily identify that my sacral chakra is possibly deficient. Thankfully, though, my intuition is alive and guiding me, and I have certainly been hopping in the water more recently and swimming gently. It's a healing mode that I've taken on, but certainly I love to immerse myself in the water. I've also been doing some yoga style stretches because honestly, I have felt as stiff and rigid as an ironing board lately. So, if the sacral chakra is working in excess, it will be evident by an excess of energy plus highly intense emotional states. You may be oversensitive and feel most comfortable when there is constant stimulation and a need to keep moving. There may be an avoidance to complete tasks and also your indulgence in pleasure, sex, stimulation is at an all-time peak. To heal an excessive sacral chakra, we need to slow down our movement, structure boundaries so that we can complete tasks, take things one at a time. Awareness is key if we want to create harmony within ourselves. So therefore, this card is asking us to really ask ourselves important questions. Do you feel a challenge or a struggle at the moment with motivation, with pleasure, with life, with your emotions, or within your body? Is there a disconnect between your physical and spiritual self? Are you in tune with your intuition, which is the voice of wisdom offering you guidance and support? Do you identify with any of the imbalances of the sacral chakra? Meditation is also an excellent exercise if you feel unbalanced. 10 to 15 minutes a day can help to realign yourself and begin afresh. You may focus on a specific chakra or colour, or simply focus on your breathing, or a word such as love, or breathing in pure loving white light and allowing healing to take place where needed. If you feel discomfort in specific areas of your body, you may imagine the cells of your body healing this region. There are many ways to meditate or visualize healing. If you don't have time to sit, which I believe we all have time for, but we just don't prioritize our time for ourselves, then certainly, alternatively, you might stand in the shower where we generally do spend time and imagine the water falling over your body, penetrating your pores and rinsing away all that no longer serves you and replacing it with new, refreshed, revitalized energy. So the second card that fell in yesterday's reading was joy. Joy is pretty self-explanatory. To me, it implies satisfaction, pleasure, no guilt, and living in presence. The chakra colour assigned to this card is yellow. It represents the solar plexus chakra. Oh golly, I can't speak very well, sorry. This chakra sits above the navel and below the sternum. It's the third chakra. The solar plexus, or Manipura, translates to lustrous gem. It's the energy center for the digestive organs, which represent transformation and assimilation. The element connected to the solar plexus is fire. It represents our identity and ego. The strengths it offers are self-discipline and healthy self-esteem. Therefore, a balanced solar plexus chakra ignites a healthy internal flame. We are not prone to burnout or underwhelmment, if that's even a word, but I think you know what I mean. We identify with our sense of purpose, we're confident, and have a healthy self-esteem. A lacking or deficient why do I keep saying self? A lacking or deficient solar plexus suggests lack of confidence and possible inability to identify our purpose, possibly avoiding challenges and maybe sluggish and passive, a lack of fire. An excessive solar plexus chakra may mean we are just full steam ahead, overpowering, driven by ego, working by force, which is resistance rather than flow. We're just too hot to handle. To realign an imbalance in the solar plexus chakra, first we need to identify if we're deficient or excessive in ourself, in our energy. If deficient, then we need to rebuild the confidence. Affirmations during meditation or simply repeating to ourselves at any time can reset your mindset about yourself. I used to say my affirmations while driving. I am deserving. I am enough. I am love. Whatever the words were that suits you or that you feel that you're lacking in is what you should be repeating to yourself. And it's absolutely amazing how our minds will reconfigure and realign so that we feel deserving. If your chakra is excessive, then you need to make more time to relax. Maybe during meditation, imagine the energy being shared with other chakras. Mantras and affirmations of I am enough, I deserve to relax can also be very helpful. So this card itself is an optimistic card. However, it is asking you if you feel this joy. Do you make time to feel joy? Joy is found in presence. We all deserve to feel and live in presence. No matter how busy life is, we should make time. Our connection with self, love, God, source energy is found in presence, and it is joy, satisfaction, peace. The woman on this card looks oblivious to the goings-on around her as she indulges in her connection with love. She is embodying joy. Since this reading included both cards, I read it that we should look at ourself and see if there is a struggle or challenge that is resisting our life force. By realigning and reconnecting with our spiritual self, we can be guided by our intuitive self. We can work at our goals and boundaries without overdoing or feeling guilty for what we're not doing enough of. Make time for what is necessary, but not to the detriment of your well-being. This will lead to joy. I hope you liked and enjoyed this card reading today. It was as a collective message. I hope you resonated with it. And if you have anything further to add, please feel free to put your comments below. And if you enjoyed it, press like. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Sammy. Love is the answer. Ciao.